It is 4:20 on Friday the 13th. So, smoke them if you got them. I don't anymore, but you guys can. No, you know why? Because I realized that there were certain things that I needed to let go, and when it came to weed, it was introduced to me by my ex, and more I'm realizing that because after I found out that basically she was working against me, nothing like sleeping with the enemy. You have no idea the amount of damages you can go under, and you can't explain why. Why all your plans seem to be sabotaged, you know? So then I realized, wait a second, who was the one who introduced you to pot? I was like, oh. So I had to leave it behind, because in my case it was holding me back. But still though, I mean, I miss it because now I'm really feeling my feelings. I'm not just like, hey man, that's nice. No. Now I'm just like, which leads me to the next person that basically was sabotaging my whole life, which was my father. A very narcissistic person. Very hateful person. But a hideous person. Because in his eyes there was nobody smarter. There is nobody stronger. There is nobody more capable than him. We used to sit at the kitchen table, at the dining room table, and just listen to his stories. The stories that he would repeat over and over and over about how awesome he is and how talented he was, and so on and so forth. Sounded like a rally from the orange blob. Yeah. I was raised by these types, and I was able to identify this little prick the moment he opened his mouth and started putting Mexicans down. Yeah, since 2015 I've been wanting to have this talk, because I thought, well, at a certain moment people will catch on. But it's just the problem keeps getting worse and worse. And you got people in my family who like to side with the monster, like to side with the narcissist, because that's the way the narcissist likes it. Basically, they're the sheep. And it's so funny that the sheep are calling other people sheep. Sheep calling other people sheep when they're following some guy. The sheep themselves also dehumanizing other people while they're acting like animals, acting as if they were better than other people when they're acting deplorable. You're not fooling anybody. You're the worst of us. You're not the best of us. Your anger doesn't make you righteous. Your issues don't make you right. And certainly your insults doesn't make any of us that. It makes you an idiot who has to insult other people. And nobody wants anybody like that around. And to think that a lot of guys are siding with this idiot because he talks tough, and then he falls in front of Putin. He falls in front of Kamala, can't even look at her. The guy's a pussy. And a Mexican could tell you, this is why you don't cry in front of Mexicans. We are a warring nation. It is where the macho was originated. And I can tell you that idiot, that orange blob, he's not macho. He's an idiot. He's a coward, a liar. Not only that, he's whiny. Oh my God, man. Just send him to Mexico, man. We'll fix him up for you. I swear, because in Mexico, there's no whining. Again, you don't cry in front of Mexicans. So we don't allow that type of talk. we would fix them up quickly, because that's what we do. We don't let anybody run their mouths, because right away we go, okay, you think you're all tough? Let's do it. Let's see. And we take them to task. We let them know what's what. But in this country where you touch somebody like this, it's called assault. Well, these little idiots just run wild, like Scrappy-Doo. Let me at him. Guys who've never been in one fight. You're not gonna convince me that you have, because again, in this country, in the United States, they don't let you fight. So a lot of big mouths are running around thinking they're all tough because nobody has slapped them in the face. Nobody's put a stop to them. Just like Donald Trump. It's amazing to me that a lot of you never seen New York, never seen a big building, never seen a penthouse, yet you think he's one of you. Oh my God. I don't know where you guys get that. I don't know how you make those click. How somebody who's been raised with a silver spoon in his ass and mouth, how you can find him relatable? Well, I know. It's because you want to be just like him, right? So you think that by behaving like him, that's gonna make you be like him, make you reach that. He's a fucking cheat. He cheats at everything. He cheats at golf. He cheats everybody. He owes everybody money. He never pays his bills. But you guys, it's been told to you over and over and over and over, and you're not listening because you're just like my family who sided with my father. My father has his own little cult, and it's my family. I'm the black sheep because I didn't side with the idiots. So I was basically pushed out. I'm like, bye. I don't want to be around you worms. Because worms like to be in the muck. Pigs like to be in the muck. They like to roll around in the muck, eat in their muck, and still think that they're winning. They're happy in the muck. It's all wrong. It's all wrong because these actions are coming from people who are not good up here and here. There's a lot wrong in there. And you guys have not contemplated what's happening in your life. That all the bad things are happening to you, you're not having enough money maybe, or your business is failing, or it's nothing but karma. The shit's going back to you guys. Because God invented this wonderful system. Because first of all, God doesn't need any help from the hateful. God doesn't need any idiot with a gun trying to enforce God's law. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Maybe you think that God is full of wrath, but not my God. And that's another thing. You don't own God. Hell, you don't own the American flag. In fact, what you've been doing with the American flag, desecrating it, it's the worst offense you can do against your own country. Hell, me as a Mexican, we know that we're not supposed to be doing that. You guys have the same laws. You don't do anything to that flag. But now, I used to see that flag and I used to be go, wow, because Rocky was wearing the colors, the red, white, and blue, and to me, I fell in love with the United States back in 1984, and the American flag was just the most beautiful flag I'd ever seen, with the stars and the bars and the colors and combination. See, this is what an immigrant feels. And let me just add one thing: someone who was an illegal. That's right. I was an illegal. I never got to vote because it's impossible. It's illegal. The first question, and when you've seen it. If you registered to vote, you've seen it. What's the first fucking question? It's asking you, are you a citizen of the United States? You say no? Okay, bye. Thank you. That's the process. So when I receive these things, okay, well, what if I say yes? Well, you have to show proof. Idiots. I said, yeah, because you gotta call a spade a spade. It's idiotic to just buy into things that people are telling you. In fact, it's a pretty feminine thing to do. Yeah, because coming up with an idea, that's a masculine action. You're creating the idea, you're giving it birth, you're putting your magic into it. Instead of just taking someone's idea, you're intaking. Get it? You're intaking. You're not outputting, you're intaking. And that action is a feminine action. In. So you're being very feminine by just taking the ideas that this asshole puts in your mind. That's one thing. Another thing is getting you all riled up, all pissed off. Have you ever seen a Muhammad Ali fight? What would happen? He would make his opponents mad, so they could lose control, so they could lose the fight. Basically, they would beat themselves. In Mexico, we have a saying that says, "El que se enoja sale panzón. El que se enoja pierde y sale panzón." Basically, that he who gets mad ends up losing and getting fat. I don't know what the fat thing is about, but maybe it's because you end up eating your feelings afterwards. I don't know. But whoever gets mad loses. And you guys are always mad, always fucking rageful. Like, don't you feel how that feels? I mean, after watching some of you guys express yourselves, or some of I'm talking about, obviously dweebs who are rageful, and little incels that are trying to convince other guys that they're all against us. The women are bitches. They don't want us around. It's not that they don't want men around. It's just they don't want little dickheads out there that are just a bunch of assholes, just causing problems, just being negative, just being idiots. They're not trying to get rid of men. They're trying to get rid of the idiots that are contaminating the air, contaminating this nation. You still haven't considered what's happening with your soul, with your spirit, with all the actions you're taking, all the plans you're making. Oh yeah, if I see one live, if I, we're gonna have a civil war. That's your rage talking. It's just your rage talking. It's your ego. And once everything is over, you're gonna snap out of it, wake up from that trance, and be like, oh shit, what did I do? That's what everybody who commits a crime does. This is why it's idiotic to commit crimes, because that means that it is somebody who doesn't have any control over themselves. An idiot, basically. You guys are blowing it. Because you were born in the best country in the world. But that doesn't make you the best. You have to earn it. You have to do things to earn it. Being born in the best country in the world doesn't make you tip-top. No. You're just lucky that you were born in this country, but that's it. And you should maybe be grateful about it instead of knocking it. Because where I come from, Mexico, that's pretty treacherous. That's something that a little bitch does. I mean, hell, here in my neighborhood, if you do something like that, forget about it. You never live it down. Oh, that's that guy he's a bitch. He betrays everybody. He's a backstabber. You're backstabbing your own nation because you You believe everything that idiot is saying. Again, you're intaking his scum, and it's polluting your system, and now you're acting on it. And then when you do something stupid and you end up in jail for the rest of your life, or you end up dead, which is worse, what is he gonna do? How is he gonna save you? Is he gonna pardon you like he's promised everybody else? Again, you still haven't considered what's gonna happen to you eternally, to your soul, by the actions that you're taking. I mean, because you could be right there, right here, right now, watching me and saying, oh, commenting and going, I'm gonna put a bullet in your head and this and that. First of all, I got the protection of the angels and God. Like I said, I'm the black sheep of the family. I have nobody. I have nothing. I have nothing to lose. But that yet, I'm also protected. But if you want to do something to me, you're gonna pay for it. If you want to do something to anybody, you're gonna pay for it. Because see, God created this perfect system where basically it's saying, I don't need your help if you're hateful. I don't need your help if you're rageful. I got it. Here's the system. You get what you gave. So while you're complaining that it's not fair, that everything's rigged, that because you have no money, because your businesses are flopping and this and that, just consider what you've been doing. Jesus. You get what you gave. You guys are literally signing up for a life of damnation by behaving the way you're behaving. And the basis of all this is your dick. You guys think that you're thinking with your nuts. Oh, they don't want us men. Don't mix me into that shit. Oh, if you both vote for Kamala, your man card will be revoked. Like I wanna belong to that fucking group. Besides, no idiot is gonna tell me that I'm not a man. Again, it's in between my legs. That's the proof. So you don't need to be doing all kinds of crazy things. Jump off a cliff to show that you're a man. It's idiotic. That is toxic masculinity, where you cannot admit that you're wrong, where you cannot be big enough, a big man, to say, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry. That's a big man. Somebody who doesn't know how to apologize, somebody who won't apologize, somebody who will double down, that's an idiot. He's a dweeb. No backbone. I'm gonna double down because my ego says so. My ego is running the show here. Again, you still haven't considered what's gonna happen to the rest of your life. What's happening to you right now? You're probably paying for it, and that's just getting you more pissed off. But you just have to point outside of you, never here. Yeah, God forbid if you look in, because you're scared to look in. I mean, that's all there is to it. Some of us are not scared. Some of us can figure ourselves out and be like, okay, so this is the way I am. This is how I'm gonna behave from now on. Then, instead of just running around confused and trying to make sense of things, and because you're running into things, get angry about it. Again, you're signing up for a life of damnation, and it's probably happening to you right now, because good is good and bad is bad. Good is the same as God, just short of one little O. I mean, basically there's nothing. Zero is the difference between good and God. They're synonymous. Good is good and bad is bad. Good is God, bad is not. You're blowing it.